Hello, this is Kenneth Wong, Senior Editor for Desktop Engineering Magazine. I have a good head on my shoulder, I believe. Perhaps good enough to run a wind tunnel test on it, I thought. So I get started first with 12-3D Catch. It's a free app from Autodesk 123D software family. This one is specifically for constructing a 3D model out of a series of 2D images. To begin, I uploaded a series of digital photos, 2D images of my head taken from several different angles. Now those were done with just a typical consumer level digital camera. Once the software 123D Catch has processed all my photos, and that happens in a cloud, by the way, on a remote server, so my computer didn't slow down in the process. At any rate, when all those are processed, I get an email notice. So I downloaded the 3D scene created from my photos, and I get this. Now 123D Catch software did warn that in order for the 2D stitching to work efficiently, I need photos with recognizable features. Well, since my shaved head, particularly my forehead, is devoid of features, the software had some trouble producing a perfectly rounded arc, as you can see here. I assure you, though in real life I don't have this bumpy forehead like this. Now, to run a wind tunnel test, what I really need is a mesh model, typically an STL file. 123D Catch has no way of directly exporting an STL file, so I needed to go through a data juggling process. I selected the portion of the scene I wanted, turned on the mesh, then saved it as an OBJ file. Now in the next step, I opened the OBJ file in 123D. It's a 3D modeling software from Autodesk 123D family, kinda like a hobbyist version of Autodesk Inventor Fusion. Now with this software, I can easily transform my OBJ model into an STL mesh model, including my bumpy forehead. Now I'm ready to run a wind tunnel test. So I load the STL model in Project Falcon, a wind tunnel simulation application currently available at Autodesk Labs. It's designed to work with surface design programs like Autodesk Alias, but you don't really need Alias to run Project Falcon because it is a standalone independent software program. Now here is the STL model of my head, a mesh model of my head, inside Falcon's wind tunnel simulator environment. This is showing air pressure around my head, along with displaced volume in 3D if I choose to see it that way. I can also take a look at the air pressure in color-coded screens. I'm also going to change the orientation to see the wind flow from another angle. Obviously, I did this for fun, but you can imagine you can use the same process to capture a rough shape of an existing product, create an STL mesh model, then run a wind tunnel test for analyzing the surfaces, all completely free. It allows hobbyists, enthusiasts, and regular folks to get a better understanding of the digital design and analysis process. If I were a responsible reporter, I should say, don't try this at home. But knowing the curiosity of engineers, it seems pretty pointless to say that disclaimer. So go ahead, if you'd like to give it a shot, try running wind tunnel test on your head, and we'll compare notes later. Till next time, this is Kenneth Wong for Desktop Engineering Magazine.